Our story begins in a world that's seen its fair share of injustice and hardship. Meet Sarah and James, a young couple deeply in love, but caught in a tangled web of circumstances. They were like any modern couple, dealing with society's expectations and pressures, thinking that their love was the thing that fairy tales were made of. Their love was a blazing fire that couldn't be snuffed out, and they were willing to go to dark places to keep it alive. One ominous night, under the moon's eerie glow, they ventured deep into a nearby forest. They'd heard rumors of a wicked legend. The devil's deal, said to grant your deepest desires at an unthinkable cost. With the clock's hands inching towards midnight, they stood before an old, menacing tree. It was their portal to the underworld. They called upon the devil himself, that sly old trickster, and struck a chilling bargain. In return for eternal togetherness, they vowed never to be part, no matter how their love might twist and decay. The devil, with his wicked grin and a nod of his horned head, accepted their offer, sealing their fate with a sinister twist. As years rolled on, their love did turn sour. Small disagreements grew into fiery fights, and their once sweet love soured into a bitter resentment. They became prisoners of their own passion, unable to let go, no matter how much they despised each other. See, Sarah and James were a couple deeply naive, just like many of us have been at some point. They somehow forgot that life isn't always a bed of roses, and theirs took a dark turn, thanks to an unexpected visitor, Lilith. You see, the devil has a thing against all things holy and pure. He thrives on chaos and discord, and when he noticed Sarah and James' deep, genuine love, he couldn't resist stirring the pot, just for the fun of it. So he decided to put them through some serious trials, challenges that would make their love go from sweet to sour. The most heart-wrenching of these trials involved the ultimate trust breaker: infidelity. One evening, when tension simmered between the once happy couple, the devil seized his chance. He conjured up a mesmerizing figure named Lilith, a gorgeous young woman who could turn any head. Lilith, sent by the devil, proceeded to confuse James, promising that the grass would be greener on the other side. And in a moment of weakness, James found himself drawn to her irresistible charm, and he betrayed the sacred vow he'd made to Sarah. After years and years of James' lies and manipulation, a simple text from Lilith changed the world of Sarah forever. She knew, and it had been going on forever now. James was fooling around while Sarah was giving this relationship her all, fighting for their so-called love every day relentlessly. The revelation of James' infidelity cut through their relationship like a sharp knife. Sarah was heartbroken and betrayed in so many ways. And you can probably imagine the kind of anger, pain, and pure hate that filled her heart. Imagine now spending the rest of your days with a cheater and a liar, unable to leave him, condemned to see his face every single day of the rest of eternity. The devil rejoiced in the chaos he had sown, for it was exactly what he loved. Discord, turmoil, and shattered trust. Sarah and James tried to patch things up. They truly had no other alternative. After all, they had asked for this. Eternal togetherness, right? Unfortunately, the wound was deep. The memory of that betrayal lingered like a shadow, casting darkness over their every interaction. What was once a love story for the ages had twisted into something bitter and painful. As the years passed, the devil watched with a wicked grin as their love, once so beautiful, turned into a toxic mix of resentment and hatred. It's the kind of story that hits close to home because we've all experienced some sort of heartbreak or betrayal in our lives. But not being able to leave, that hits different. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine the agony of loving someone deeply, but feeling that love turn into a poisonous emotion. It's a story of love gone wrong, a reminder that even the strongest bonds can be shattered when trust is broken. The idea of hell must be to be stuck forever with someone that had betrayed your love. A prison of hate for all eternity. One night, their love reached its breaking point. In a fit of rage, they returned to that same sinister tree where they'd made their pact such a long time ago. Tears streamed down their fatigued faces as they pleaded with the devil to free them from their promise. And wouldn't you know it, that old devil had a twisted sense of humor. With a wave of his clawed hand, he transformed them into lifeless vampires, caught in a never-ending, hate-fueled dance of misery until the end of time. Their souls remained bound, but now they were cursed to wander the night, shunned by the living. See, the devil wanted to make sure that no one alive would ever want to be with them, marking them with a sign on their neck that would repel anyone who would ever approach them. They were condemned to loathe each other for eternity. But as it turned out, they only had each other How tragic! Whenever the devil looks down on them, he can't help but let out a wicked, echoing laugh, because he knows he's trapped them into a love that's forever damned.